talking about? I just asked you a fucking... You're lying. You're lying.
Crazy in Love, Episode 3 with Chrisean Rock and Blueface. So last week, Blueface and Chrisean Rock took a trip to Baltimore to meet with her family, and things took a turn for the worse. Not only did Blueface knock the juice out of her dad, but he literally knocked the keys out of his pocket also. So this week's episode starts off with Chrisean Rock pulling up to Hair Queen LA to get her hair done. And woo, child, that bald spot is balding. So she on the phone with her homegirl and she's telling her how she's single and about her bag. But also states the fact that Blue keeps tabs on her. He tracks her location. She even have a 3 a.m. curfew. Now, she's telling the girl how she rocked his world, put him to sleep, and took his phone downstairs to the hotel lobby and got on live. Now, I do remember that live because she even switched bonnets with a girl who was a fan of hers. Just by the look of Chrisean's phone, you can tell she is destructive. So while she's getting her hair done, her friend shows up with a bouquet of roses for her. And I thought that was so sweet. So actress comedian Lala Mulan also came through to the salon. And they had a little moment, a little kiki. It was cute or whatever. So they head over to the glam house and get pedicures, and they start talking about the leak tape. And Blue is asking her, like, what is your corn name now? And she said Rockefeller, which I thought that was kind of clever. You get it? Rockefeller? So Blue told her that ever since she leaked that tape, girls are starting to hit him up for the D. So she thought she was exposing him when she was really advertising him. Now, I haven't seen the tape myself, so I can't, say if it was or if it wasn't a promo for the D. So they back at the crib right now, and it's a real somber mood because Chrisean is preparing to go to court the next day from when she took Blue's car and drove it across country. Now, Blue is so funny because Chrisean is whining about her having to go to court by herself. And Blue is like, I ain't your crimey girl. I didn't take that car with you. And she's like, but we together. And he's like, well, we sure wasn't that day. Now, I'm all for moral support, but I love a little tough love. So Chrisean ends up convincing Blue to take her upstairs to Pound Town so they could get it in real quick before she goes out of town. Now tell me this, why y'all got them towels hanging on that banister? But anyhow, I may have to go see that tape. So her and Elle head to Oklahoma City, and as soon as she touched down in the city, she calls Blue. He answers the phone, and then he hangs up. Now, y'all already know what time it is and what that means. So anyhow, Chrisean is telling Elle how, she understands that this is a forced relationship. She don't know if this is a business ship or if Blue is just with her because there's opportunity in it, or if this dude really want to be with her. Now, it's very obvious that Chrisean is not as dumb as she leads on. And also, she mentioned how she fell in love with dude by accident, that she basically started chasing him for nothing, but due to the fact that he has helped change her life and allows her to take care of her family, she's in love with him. So when they finally arrive at the hotel, Chrisean can't focus on anything except getting Blue on the phone. And when she finally gets him on the phone, she finds out he's in Vegas and she basically flips out. She's pissed off at the fact that the girl that he just went viral with also lives out in Vegas, and Blue is on the phone trying to reassure her that nothing is going on, he loves her, and that this was just a sporadic Vegas trip. Now, the trip part about his Vegas trip, this is the same trip that he caught a case for attempted 187 out in Vegas. So before court, her and Elle goes over to meet with her lawyer. And I just have a question. Elle, why did you put that on Chrisean? So anyhow, Chrisean writes out a check to give to her lawyer. And then the lawyer informs her that she can take a deal for 3 years probation. So they head over to the courthouse and get another court date. So I was a little confused with that. But anyhow, Chrisean meets up with her oldest sister and nephew. And at this point, she's fiending to smoke. So after they smoke session, Chrisean has to take a moment, of course, and cry. Because one thing about Chrisean, she is going to express her emotions. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to cry too because this episode was kind of boring. But next week, it looked like it turns up a little bit because the police is at Blueface's house and it looked like Chrisean knocked him in the back of his head. So who knows what's going on? But hopefully this episode will be a lot more interesting than the one we just watched. But until then, you guys be sure to check out my other videos and I'll see you around. Bye.
Make a psycho, make a traffic psycho.